Welcome children to the video lectures of Social Science Standard 9th. This is the 6th video lecture of chapter number 4, National Movements of India. In the previous video lecture, we saw about two main things, that was Parliamentary reform, how it created the difference between Hindus and the Muslims. Second was arrival of Gandhiji into India, how Gandhiji came to India in 1915 and toured the whole India to find the problems of Indian people. Next, the Rowlatt Act, which was also known as Black Act, right? And we saw details about Jallianwala Bagh massacre, which killed almost 1,000 people, and how General Dyer, who was responsible for this massacre, was later on honored when he went to England, right? Today we will see about Khilafat movement. We are going to see about Khilafat movement, right? So the first topic is Khilafat movement. During First World War, which took place in 1914 to 1918, okay, Turkey joined German side. We know that Turkey joined German side. We had already seen about the history of First World War in the previous chapters. So when England won, the treaty was made. They had many firms and unjust terms along the losing side. See, okay. Now we know about the Treaty of Versailles, which was signed in 1919 after the World War, right? Now England was on winning side, Turkey was on losing side, and due to it, as per the treaty, Turkey had to face severe burns as per the rules and regulations that were laid. The Sultan of Turkey at that time was a Khalifa. Khalifa means the head of the Muslims. The movement in India to oppose the strict terms imposed on Turkey and Sultan came to known as Khilafat movement. Okay, so now in the Indian Muslims who were living in India, they also opposed this particular condition that was laid by the Britishers, as Britishers were also ruling into India, and that's why they were opposed. It was opposed by the Britishers. Okay, Ali brothers, Maulana Shaukat Ali and Maulana Muhammad Ali, were chief leaders of this movement. Unless remember these names, Shaukat Ali and Muhammad Ali. Okay. Gandhiji requested the Congress to support the movement. Now why did Gandhiji? Because he wanted to unite Hindus and Muslims that were divided by the Parliamentary reforms, which was introduced in 1909, and by the Muslim League, which was created in 1906. So here this was a chance to unite Hindus and the Muslims, which was very important for getting the independence faster. The movement became severe with the Congress support. Now Congress also supported it, okay, but it did not get the result that was supposed to be happening, that was anticipated by Gandhiji. The next is non-cooperative movement 1920 to 22. The Nagpur conference gave the approval of the non-cooperative movement. Now Nagpur conference, when the Congress met in Nagpur, they gave this approval for the non-cooperative movement in December 1920. The Congress made a strong demand for independent India. They said Swaraj. Swaraj means self-rule. Instead of self-governance, Swashashan, under the rule of the British. Now what are non-cooperative movements? Simple words, not to cooperate. Okay, not to cooperate in what? Then not to cooperate in any of the act, any of the programs, any of the thing that is done by the Britishers. To oppose it. Okay, to oppose the acts done by the Britishers, that was the main agenda of the non-cooperative movement, and non-cooperative movement later on became the base of the other movements that happen in India. Now, what were the constructive aspects? Let us see the constructive aspects of it. In the positive aspect of the movement was Hindus and Muslim unity. Main thing was Hindus and Muslim unity. Instance of use of Swadeshi. Now, this can be an answer. So here you can make points. Okay, first positive aspect was Hindus and the Muslim unity. Second, instance of using Swadeshi article. So that is second point. Third, revival of spinning wheel in every house. So revival of spinning wheel was third point. Fourth, collection of 1 crore rupees for Tilak Swaraj Fund. Okay, and fifth, abolition of untouchability in national education and prohibition of the liquor and British goods. Okay, so these were some of the points you can see. First, this can be second, third, fourth, fifth. So this way you can make answers even while reading. Okay. Now, what was the negative aspect? The negative aspect considers of giving up the jobs. People started leaving the jobs, government jobs. Okay, those people who were working for the Britishers, they left their job. They started leaving jobs. Government schools and colleges. They even moved out of the schools and governments that were run by the Britishers. Boycott legislature. Okay, they even boycotted the legislature, the parliament, which was going on at that time. Resign from government courts, local self-government bodies, boycott foreign clothes and other articles, government functions and titles. So anything that was connected to government was boycotted. Okay, so this was also one of the impact of the non-cooperative movement. Now, programs for non-cooperative movement. What were the programs that were done during this particular non-cooperative movement? See, in the beginning of the movement, Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore surrendered the titles Kesari Hind and Knighthood Honor, say, respectively. Now we know here, say, it is given boycott the titles given by the Britishers. Now these titles were given to the to Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore, right? But they boycotted, they surrendered. They said that as your government is not respecting our people, so we don't want anything, any title from your side, and that's why Kesari Hind, which was a title given to Mahatma Gandhi, and Knighthood Honor, which was a title given to Rabindranath Tagore, was surrendered. On other leaders of the nation also gave up their titles and positions. Student left English schools and colleges. See what was done? Student left the schools and colleges. Okay. Various places foreign clothes were set on fire. There was bonfire of the foreign clothes at various places. When Duke of Connecticut came to India, he was boycotted. That will happen in 1921. Remember this, Duke of Connecticut. There is the name of place. He was boycotted, right? The ceremony of honoring Prince of Wales was boycotted. Okay, there was a grand ceremony of honoring the Prince of Wales. Okay, who became the prince and he was coronated, and that was having a large scale Raj Darbar into India, and that was boycotted. Such incidences created considerable national excitement. It created a lot of excitement among the people. On the other hand, national school, now there should be an alternative for those students who have left these schools and colleges. So national schools and colleges were established that were native, like Kashi, Bihar, Jamai Malay, Gujarat, etc. Vidyapits. Due to the vigorous propaganda of Swadeshi good, vigorous is strong. The import of cloth, footwear, luxurious items from England reduced drastically. Big, that was a very big slap on the face of the Britishers, right? Because basically Britishers were traders and they did not wanted to suffer that trade, right? And due to this import, as the import reduced, it had a impact even in the British Parliament. See, this reaction rattled the British Parliament. The government was shocked by the kind of huge loss that England was making. Huge economic loss means money. Okay, more than 1 crore rupees was collected for legal funds. Say, for the Tilak Swaraj Fund, there was a target of collecting 1 crore rupees at that time, right? Almost 100 years back. So more than 1 crore rupees was collected. On many occasions, the Hindus, Muslim emerged predominantly. The Mopla revolt, that is Malabar revolt, which happened between Hindus and Muslim peasants, deserved criticism and it was suppressed by the British army. Okay, this Mopla revolt was one of the dark spots, but it was again suppressed by the British army. The government adopted the policy of suppression. You see, now as per their rule, the government tried to suppress this people as much as possible, right? Uncontrolling lathi charge. See, what did they do? They started beating. They had lathi charge, firing even at many places, and collective arrest and inhuman torture was meted out. People were arrested, they are put into the jails, and their inhuman activities were done on them. Unsuccessful attempts to break Hindu Muslim unities were made. See, they try to make all the efforts to break the Hindus and the Muslims, but here this made a great impact. Why? Because it actually created a strong bond between the Hindus and the Muslims due to it. The next topic is the Chorachori incident, okay, and the withdrawal of the movement. Now, what happened? See, now we know that Gandhiji was a strong follower of non-violence. Okay, now there happened an incident in Chorachora, and due to it, this particular non-cooperative movement was withdrawn. See, people took out a rally in Chorichora village in Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh. The police opened fire on the people. Okay, now as per this rule of the Britishers, they started lathi charging on them, and later on they started firing on these people who were peacefully taking out a rally. But when they ran short of the bullet, now what happened? The police did not have enough bullets with them. Okay, they ran short of the bullets. People attacked. Now a lot of people were killed. Some of the other people who were not killed, they got angry and they attacked the police. Now what happened? The police had to run and they had to run away, escape from that particular place. So what did they do? They run away from that place and locked them inside. The police locked themselves inside the police station. Okay, now people could not get their hands on the police. So what did they do? They set the police station on the fire, in which 21 policemen died, right? So what did these people do? They set the police station on fire. Why? Because the policemen locked themselves inside the police station to protect themselves from the angry mob, the angry crowd. So crowd was so angry, people were so angry that they burned the whole police station, okay, in the village of Chorichora. On receiving this horrible news, when Gandhiji received this news, he said, what did he say? This is a very important quote. I have committed a Himalayan blunder by giving the tool of Satyagraha in the hand of people who do not understand the value of non-violence. See, very important point. He said, I have committed a Himalayan blunder. Himalayan means it is a quotation, it is a type of a kehvat. I have committed a Himalayan blunder, means a very big blunder, mistake, by giving the tool of Satyagraha. Satyagraha we know. Okay, Satyagraha means to follow the rule of truth, right, and non-violence in the hand of the people who do not understand the value of non-violence. He said that I have tried to expect non-violence from the people who do not understand the value of it, and that is one of my biggest mistakes. And due to this incident, due to this Chorachori incident which happened in the year 1921, okay, he suspended the movement immediately. See, Gandhiji suspended the non-cooperative movement. The non-cooperative movement was cancelled immediately by Gandhi. He said that we will withdraw this. We don't want any kind of violence, okay, whatever may be the reason. And this particular incident, that this particular decision which was taken by Gandhiji had a great impact on the future of India, because due to this decision which was taken, a lot of things happen in the future of India, and many people did not like the decision taken by Gandhiji. Many people even try to explain to Gandhiji that the movement should continue, and such type of incidences are very normal. But Gandhiji was firm on his words and he suspended the movement immediately. So we will keep till here into this particular video lecture. Read and understand, see the video again so that you can understand easily.